Hey everybody, it's Chris Mortensen here. I just want to give you a quick down and dirty step-by-step way to start your first Facebook ad campaign. Now this is a way to avoid using things like the boost post button or the promote post off of your business page. Those are, they're not targeted at your audience, and it's really just a way for Facebook to get your money. They want to make ads easy on you, and that sure is easy, but it's not going to bring you returns. So I'm going to teach you how to make an ad that's going to get people, the right people, onto your website. So this is all based on the assumption that you have gone through my 7 steps PDF that I sent out. And if you haven't got that, I'll put a link in the description and you can download the 7 steps. But basically, it's just a thought process to go through to build the things that you need to target your ad campaign and just get your mind in the right place for targeting your Facebook ads. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right in. It's going to be a 20-minute video, and you're going to need about $40 to spend in testing, which will be spread out over, let's say $50 in cash to be spread out over 5 days where we can test this ad. Even if you don't want to commit right now to spending any money, you can walk through with me and kind of get a sense for how the ads manager works, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to jump onto a home page here and click our home button so we know we're on the home page. And then on the left-hand side, you'll see your Ads Manager button. So you'll want to click that. You'll click on that button, and up will come the Ads Manager. After we go through the Ads Manager, you'll want to go over to the top right-hand side and create an ad. So we'll do that. Now, I'm going real quick here because I want to keep this video short, but you can go back and review, or we'll do step-by-step in the notes. We'll put a PDF for download, okay? So you have some options here on what your goals are for your ad. We want to find potential customers for our business. So you can check out the other options later, but this is the one we're going to use right now. So we click on that. And then we have things like options like conversions on our website. These are the results that we want for our ad, which is actual sales on your website, installs of an app, or responses to Facebook events. But what we want is clicks to our website. So we're going to click on that. And it opens up and it asks you for the website that you want to promote. So I'm going to put in Lucid Imaging here, right here, if I can spell it. And just put the .com. You don't need to put the HTTP or anything like that. It will automatically, oops, what did I do there? Look at that, the pressure of being live on camera, but I'm not going to edit any of this out. I'm just going to do it. So it pulls up a little preview just to know that it's the right page. And then what it does is it names the campaign for you. This is just a way of keeping track of your ads once you get multiple campaigns going, because we're really going to try and target this ad to specific people that we want to click on it. So you may end up with a whole schwack of ads running at one time. So campaigns are a way to keep track of what's going on. We'll just leave it for the default. And I've just put in my default homepage there. It's really not what I suggest over the long haul. And all these steps here are just to get you going quickly, to get you familiar with the Ads Manager. But once you get big into these Facebook ads and really see the power of them, you're going to realize that you don't want these people clicking through to your home page. What I suggest is that they click through to a page that offers some value. So something that you can offer them as a piece of value or content or a great blog post or something that's really going to be of value to the person who clicks. Because ultimately, I believe that's how you gain clients, is by just caring for them and serving them and giving them great information, which you have lots of. So get creative with those landing pages. Okay, so we can ignore our custom audience up here. That's kind of a pro feature that we can get into at another date. We want to make sure our location is the right country. I'm in Canada, so that's right. And we're going to narrow that even more by adding a country, state, city, or zip code. So I'm going to put in my local Vancouver, because that's where I'm going to target people in British Columbia, Canada. And I'm going to click on that. And you're going to notice that it entered something right here. It says Vancouver plus 25 mi, which is 25 miles. So that is the radius around Vancouver that we're going to be targeting. We can change that by clicking this little flyaway menu here to just Vancouver, to Vancouver plus 10 miles, plus 25, plus 50, and you can add multiple zip codes and multiple places and all that in there, whatever you like. So we move on to age. age by default is 18 to 65-year-olds. I'm going to do this a wedding ad, so I am not going to market to 18 to 65-year-olds. I'm going to target people in this ad who are 25 years old to 35 years old. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to target this at specifically the women. We could just target it to men and women, but I'm going to go specifically to the women. Languages, I'm not worried about that. But I am worried about this drop-down button right here. It is more demographics, and it has some cool stuff in it. So this could take a long time to kind of go through, and I suggest that you do that at some point, dig through. But it has one thing that I'm really after. If I go to relationship, and I go to relationship status, I'll be able to access the people who are engaged. And that's a big part of targeting my ad if I want more wedding clients. But there's a secret. Don't do that one. Let's pretend we're doing this in January. I'm posting this ad in January. People get engaged over the holiday season, right? Go down to life events. If you click on life events, you can scroll down to newly engaged, 1 year, newly engaged 3 months, newly engaged 6 months. I'm going to target people who are newly engaged in the past 3 months. And what if I built this ad specifically with compelling wording and imagery and call to action for people who were newly engaged, even if I was just congratulating them? How cool would that be? And I think it could be pretty effective. So we're going to click on that. And then we're going to go, there's the interests button, behaviors, and connections. You can dig deep into those too. But for now, well, I mean, I can go to interests and I can even type in weddings, right? And it's going to, I can target people who are specifically interested in weddings. But, you know, whatever. You can do that or not. This takes a little bit of experimentation, and that's what this is all about. But for now, I just want to get you through and make sure that you're not going to make any decisions that are going to waste you money, all right? So we're going to ignore behaviors, ignore connections, just leave it as defaults for now. Our budget, all right? You have to give your Facebook ad a little bit of a budget because Facebook kind of respects you when you step up with some cash, okay? So we're going to say $10 a day, and this is just for a test, but we are going to do $10 a day, then we're going to schedule it. So we're going to click here, set a start day, all right? So we're going to start today's Sunday. I'm recording this. We're going to do it on Monday, and we're going to end it on, I always say go at least 5 days because it takes a while for a Facebook ad to get traction and for Facebook to know if the ad is doing well. And if the ad starts to do well, Facebook will actually promote the ad more at less cost for you. So if you have a horribly designed ad that's really abrasive and jumps out in the newsfeed and is kind of ugly and not a lot of people are responding to it, Facebook will penalize you by it end up costing more to push that out to people because Facebook wants it to be an entertaining place to hang out, right? So they don't want obnoxious stuff. So I've done it for 5 days. I want to optimize for clicks to website, all right? So just leave that for now. There are other options down the road, but leave it for now. Now, we're going to set the amount of a click that our website is worth to us, okay? Now, this might seem a bit crazy to you guys. See how it's set to $20? We are going to say $2. So I'm basically saying, look, I'm willing to pay up to $2. You can see it's Canadian. That's my funds, but, you know, that's like pesos to you guys, I know, to most of you. So I know that seems like a lot, but you got to remember, these are targeted people who we have decided are in our area, are newly engaged. I really want to connect with them, and I'm adding them a piece of value to their lives, which I suggest you're bouncing them to something that adds value. And I'm going to tell you about a way that you can get their email address at the same time. So you can do this, but at $2 at first, that'll get the ad going. And after a day or two, if you're skeptical about the results, you can drop that bid down just a little bit. But remember, up top here, it's never going to spend more than $10 a day for us, all right? So we're going to decide to run the ads all the time. We're not going to worry about what time of day they see it, but you can change that. And then it has the ad set name. That is just another level of categorization for your ads when you're trying to keep track of them. You have what are called ad campaigns. Then you have ad sets, which are basically like a folder inside your campaign. And then you have the actual ads. So you have 3 layers. And by default, it says Vancouver, women 25 to 35. If you want to make it more specific so you can keep track of what you're doing, I would suggest you do that. We're going to leave it as a single image in our ad. I truly believe that that is a more compelling way to go, especially because the vast majority of people who are going to see this are on their mobile devices. All right, so leave it like that. And we're going to upload a new photo because it grabbed a screen grab off of my website, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to upload a new photo. Just click on that, and we're going to upload a photo that is 1200 pixels by 628 pixels because that's the optimum size. All right, so 1200 by 628 pixels. We're going to do that, and we're going to X this one out, and we're going to use this one. And then we want to make sure right here that we're going to connect to the Facebook page that we want to promote. And right now it's my elopement and intimate weddings page because that's really what I do. So make sure that that drop down is on the right business page if you have multiples. And then we're going to work down this left-hand side, entering in headlines, text, and a call to action. And all of that will be updated as we work in the preview area. So you can keep an eye on that as we go. So first thing we are going to do is we are going to paste in a compelling headline that we've written. And we've written it based on our optimum client. And we've given it a lot of thought, I'm sure, because you worked through the PDF and took your time with it. But remember, a lot of people only read the headline, so you need to be aware of that, but you only have 25 characters to get across what you want to get across. So that makes it, you know, it's a real challenge. Take some time with it, play with it, and then after that, experiment with it. By default, it grabs some copy off of our the page that we're bouncing to, but we were going to paste over that with some new copy, and it should update. Here we go. All right, so I've put a headline in, and I said, you want to look your best, or want to look your best, because there was only 25 characters to work with. And what I've put in terms of my text, which comes up at the top of the ad, is this is where I am going to add value to the people who click through. I put 5 simple secrets that make wedding photos Pinterest worthy, and I put a hashtag there just for fun, interest good. Now, or sorry, Insta good. Now, what my thought there is I want to give them something that they can click through and get. And I actually on the website have a little tips guide on how to get great photos and pose and work well with your photographer. And by putting the hashtag there, really, it's just saying a little bit something more about me, that I'm playful, I'm not taking the ad too seriously, but I'm also Instagram knowledgeable because I say Insta good, and that's one of the top hashtags on Instagram. And yeah, just, you know, communicating a little bit more about me through the ad without saying, hey, here's what I'm all about, and trying to be too over the top with it all. After we've picked our text and we put that in, we're going to choose a call to action button. Now, this is a relatively new feature that Facebook has put in. Because I'm giving them the 5 simple secrets to make their wedding photos Pinterest worthy, I'm going to scroll down to the download button. So we'll push download as our call to action. And a call to action, they call it a CTA. It's really just the one thing that you want the person who's viewing the ad to do. We want them to click, and we're giving them a call to action to download. So you can see the button that came up right there. And under the download button, we can now click the show advanced options. So we're going to show advanced options. And under that part, we are now presented with a link description. So basically it says, describe why people should visit your website. And that's a description of the link that's going to go in there. You have 200 characters to do that, so think wisely. But I'm going to paste in what I have, and I will read it to you there, and you can see it updating over here on the right-hand side. And we say, feel comfortable in front of the lens. 5 simple secrets that will make your wedding photos irresistibly shareable. Click download for the free wedding day cheat sheet. All right. So what I've done there is I've kind of addressed something that many people have a concern about, being comfortable in front of the lens. And I'm saying that there's simple secrets that'll make your photos irresistibly shareable. That'll make your photos great. And then I'm reiterating the call to action button, which says download. So I use it here in the description to encourage that action once more. So I say, click download for the free wedding day cheat sheet. So I put that in there, It's all good to go. I didn't even use all the characters, but don't worry about that. It's much more important to be concise and get your message across, whatever that message is. Here is the option for a conversion tracking pixel. So what that is that's just something a piece of code that Facebook generates. We can put it onto our landing page or our website. And that way Facebook can monitor how people interact and what pages they get to and whether or not we have converted on the thing that we wanted our client or the person who clicks on what we want them to do. We are going to ignore that for now because it is a bit of an advanced feature and we can address that later, but I want to get you up and running quick here. So then we are going to proof this ad right here and just make sure everything looks really good. And there's also a like page button that shows up here. So every time you run an ad, you will get some more likes on your page, but that is just incidental. And then this is, as you can see, you see this little check up here. This is what it's going to look like in the desktop news feed, all right? Down here, we have the other options. We have mobile newsfeed, right column, and audience network, all right? So mobile newsfeed is when people are on an iPad, their iPhone, an Android device. We want that in there. So we want the check mark beside it. And if we click, it'll pop up a preview of how that looks. And I look at it and I say, 5 simple secrets that make wedding photos Pinterest worthy, Insta good, okay? Want to look your best. But then, do you see that it's truncated my link description? Feel comfortable in front of the... So are you all right with that on mobile? You know what? I'm all right with it. I'm going to leave it. But it's nice to have that preview, and you can decide whether enough of your information is being communicated effectively there or not. Because the majority of people who see your ad will see it in the mobile feed. So we have the check mark next to the mobile feed. That means it will show up there. Then we have the check mark in the right column. I'll show you the preview for that, but you know what? We're going to turn that off. You know why? Because it's been proven that right-hand column does not convert, and that right-hand column is not a type of ad that can be seen on mobile. So I'm going to just turn it off. And then audience network. Those are ads that show up in apps and third-party type things, and that we're going to turn that off too because I don't want to pay for that stuff. So after we've gone through that, we go back to our desktop news feed. We make sure everything is just how we want it to look. Then all there is to do is place your order. You push place your order, and what happens is this ad now goes out to review. Your order has been placed. You'll receive notification once your ads are reviewed. So somebody actually at Facebook actually looks at your ad and reviews it. And what they're looking for is real just spammy type content, and also that you're not violating the photo rules, especially the one about the photo cannot include more than 20% of its total space having text on it. So you can put text on your photos. I prefer not to. My theory is that Facebook ads work best when they actually fit into the newsfeed and don't stand out too much. It's a little counterintuitive, but it's been proven that that's the case, that you get more clicks when your ad looks like native content. And so seeing as most photos don't have writing on them, they're mostly close-up shots of people. That's what I like to do, unless you're going to do quotes or something like this. But in your ad, 20%, that's the limit. So somebody will review it and and let you know whether or not it's been approved. You'll get an email. So it says your order has been placed. You'll receive a notification once it's reviewed. Create a similar ad. You can create another one or just continue. We continue. And that's all there is to do. And then we just can review all our stats here. I'll help you dig deep into all this kind of stuff at a later date, but I wanted to get you up and running. So I hope that was helpful. I'll put a point by point. I know it was really fast. I'll put a PDF in the links here. And if you haven't downloaded the 7 steps PDF that we were jumping off from for this video, then I will also include a link where you can get that. All right. So I hope this was helpful, and let me know, leave me comments or Facebook message me or whatever you do to get in touch with me. I'm here to help, and I want to get you going with these Facebook ads because they're a powerful, powerful marketing tool when used right. and they're doing great things for my business.